Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Wednesday, the 12th of April 2023. So let's have a look at yesterday's trading session. We'll start with the news headlines, then work our way through the markets. They traded more or less as expected the day before today's release of the CPI numbers. So let's get stuck in and have a look at the headlines. So stocks squeezed before late day ODTE profit taking as Bitcoin storms to 10-month highs. US stocks were choppy in a tight range Tuesday with trepidation. That's an interesting word, isn't it? Trepidation ahead of Wednesday's CPI and FOMC minutes, which we have this evening as well, but no rate increase or decrease today. Stocks chop in cautious trade ahead of CPI and FOMC meeting minutes. And the trepidation may come as a result of online grocery prices up 10.3% in March as inflation continues to bite. So it'll be interesting to see today's numbers when they do get released at 1:30. Let me just change the clock on this. 1:30 p.m. Forecast at 6%, 5.1. We'll just wait and see. Bailey's also speaking after this at 2 p.m. as well. And then he's out again at 8:15 p.m. and FOMC meeting minutes as well at 7 p.m. Okay, let's have a look at the markets. Kick off with the Dow, see where it traded. Narrow range yesterday, as to be expected, and more than likely to be this morning's trading session is also going to take its cue from this as well. So in the Dow yesterday, we can see the market breaking out to the upside. Let me just draw a line in here. I've just noticed to have a look there. Let's get rid of this one and draw one in here. So we're now above the 33688 level, and we've got another high that we can see on here as well at 33782. So the market's finding a bit of support on that one for the Dow. The target, of course, is back up to this sort of level at 34,513. Let's have a look at the weekly chart. You can see we're quite some distance off the all-time high still for the Dow, but never say never. That's at 36952. So yeah, the highs are to the left at the moment on this chart for the Dow. I say yesterday, market moving higher, but narrow range. You can see there, we had a bit of a spurt to the upside towards the end of the session. If you just have a look at the range for yesterday, it's about 200 points, isn't it? 225 to be precise. Overnight, the market is sideways, having sold off initially there by 100 points and is sitting on the close. Surprise, surprise. The market needs to get through the high if it's going to continue to move to the upside, but it's all dependent upon those inflation numbers, which will be out at 1:30 p.m. In the DAX, the market also trading up to the high to the left. We've gone through the 15707. We're back below that at the moment, but the double top highs now is at 15739. I said yesterday, use the 15750. It's only a few points higher and more important from a psychological point of view. We could have a move to the downside, and if we do, these would be the downside targets for the DAX down to the low that we see for the 5th of April last week, which will be Thursday if I recall. So that's the way I see this. We need to get through the 15739 in order to continue to move higher. 30-minute chart for yesterday, very quiet yesterday, as you can see, about a 70-point range. Market doing barely nothing, just coming back with the Dow. Below the close and the DP at the moment, which is interesting, bit of weakness there. And you can see the BRN, and we're not far off yesterday's low, so we could have a test of this as well, where we've got the S1, the 200 MA, the low, all combined there as well. In Deutsche Bank, let's just have a quick look at this. You'll see that this has moved up quite well over the last few weeks from its so-called sell-off there, all the way down to €7.50 or somewhere in that region. Just have a look and get the correct price there for you. 7.94, so just below €8, and has managed to make its way back there for the time being. And in the S&P 500, small day up yesterday, trading to 78% retracement. Market stuck in a range, again just waiting for the CPI numbers. Similar to the Dow, up in the pre-market session, then through the close to the 50 EMA with demand, bringing the market back to the high. This became resistance. The market then pushed down towards the DP, where it then bounced off. But then you see, soon came back overnight. Low volume up moves soon get crushed. Again, like the DAX below the DP and the close at the moment, and also the 20 bar moving average. Watch the low just in case this is retested, and again S1 and BRN and the 200 MA, so a major area of support there for the S&P. FTSE 100 trading at 78% retracement as well. It needs to stay above the 5 bar and all of these other averages in the daily to maintain its current up move. 30-minute chart yesterday, we saw the market trading back to 89, moving down to the 50 EMA, and then moving back up about 62%. Overnight, the drop, and again through the close and the DP and the 50 EMA as well. So watch again the S1 and also the low and also the psychological level there. In the currencies, GBP JPY trading at 166.404 at the high which we saw a few weeks ago. That's at actually it's last week again, 4th of April, and through the 89, but struggling with this level. Again, everything's just waiting, isn't it, for those CPI numbers. Yesterday it was absolutely boring, but sitting on the close and the high, finding support there, and the psychological level. And then we got this big spike in volume, and eventually the market has broken out, continued higher on the overnight as well in the Asian market up to the R1, and is above the high and the close, and the 20 MA at the moment needs to maintain this. Meanwhile, in the pound, a bit of supply coming into the market as they tried to move it higher yesterday. Bailey speaking today twice. Once is bad enough, but he's out twice. We've got the fibs to the upside, 62, 78, 89. Watch these areas if the pound does move higher. That's again going to be dependent upon the dollar moving to the downside. In the 30-minute pound, we saw a bit of a move to the upside. It was very sideways as well, testing the previous bars lows on numerous occasions before we ran into trouble at the high and the psychological level. And then once we got back through the high, the 200 MA took over as resistance, moving the market down. But it managed to bounce overnight, and we're actually above the DP close and the averages at the moment. In the US dollar, down yesterday, lending support to the metals, down on the overnight as well. It's going to be quite volatile when the numbers come out at lunchtime, if they are greater than forecast, that's for sure. And finally, in the metals, I had to look twice at this chart to make sure it loaded correctly, but this is silver on the overnight, up there as you can see. Taking out the resistance to the left, which we've seen at 25.12, with they're allowing the price to stay above $25 an ounce, which they managed to get through yesterday. As I said in the alert, we needed to get back above this. The buying came in down at the close and the DP and the 200 MA, and up we went, and we've been up on the overnight since. So it's going to be interesting to see the CPI numbers when they are released, and whether the market will actually hold at this level, because we're not far off the psychological level there of 25 and 50 cents. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? I certainly want to keep the precious metals under pressure. And gold also moving back nicely after last week's sell-off when the markets were quiet. Back through to 78.89. Need to get back above that 2031 to get to the 2070, isn't it, in the all-time high, which we have looked at, and we'll keep an eye on there. In the 30-minute gold, you can see again overnight, and why this move has occurred, I don't know. Whether they're preempting bad CPI numbers and it's been leaked, I don't know. But I think if it had, then you would have seen the Dow's reaction overnight as well. So whatever it is, whether it's Asian buying, but whatever it is, it's good to see that the metals continue to move to the upside. Okay, that will do it for this one. Keep an eye on those numbers at 1:30, and let's see how the market reacts accordingly. And with that, I will conclude, and as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next.